when you just learn to let it go, relax, get into that flow state, things just flow in and they flow out of your life. They flow in and they flow out of your life, and it's okay. When you're overthinking, you're blocking the channels. Like, you're blocking your energy fields. You're blocking things from flowing in and out. You know, you're putting a dam on your own river. Like, goddamn, stop putting a dam on your own river. It's really easy to just stop overthinking things and thinking, I have to figure this out right now. Like, I have to find a solution now. Step back and let it go. Hello, I'm Alexa, and welcome to the Wellith podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the flow state. The flow state is basically an alpha brainwave state. There's different kinds of brainwave states that we can tap into or we experience throughout the day, sleeping and all of that. And the alpha brainwave state is this state of being like calm, relaxed, but alert. It often like switches on when you're meditating or daydreaming, just waking up. It's like you're very relaxed, and it's a wonderful, wonderful state of receiving. Okay, so let me give you like a little story time right now. Okay, I need to adjust. Okay, how's my mic? Okay, so here's a little story time. I, like probably pretty much everyone, grew up with the idea that success meant you have to grind, you have to hustle, right? You have to basically kill yourself to get anywhere, to get any kind of financial comfortability, let alone success, let alone freedom, right? And so this mentality of like grinding and hustling is kind of the opposite of being in the flow state. And actually, like, when you're grinding and hustling, you're tired, you're overworking yourself, you're putting all this intentional, forceful energy, aggressive, if you will, energy into, you know, the work you're doing, where you're trying to get to. You know, I was always like an extremely ambitious person. I have experienced so much frustration through my life because I wasn't ever where I wanted to be, and I would just go through months, years of just feeling so frustrated, like incredibly frustrated every single day. And this is not the flow state. This is the antithesis of the flow state. Okay. So why is the flow state so important? The flow state allows you to be more productive, to be more creative, to be better at problem solving, to have deeper focus, to absorb more information, i.e. learning, to achieve emotional balance, stress reduction. It's just the best way to work, and it allows you to receive. So, you know, talking about the spiritual side of things, when you are trying to manifest something in your life, like when you are working towards something, you know, you're working towards financial freedom, right? You're working towards gaining wealth. And, you know, whatever stage you're in with that, we're trying to bring something in. We're trying to quantum leap into the life that we know that we deserve, the life that we know that we should be experiencing, a life where we're feeling calm, where we're doing fulfilling work, we're maybe doing our passions and, you know, monetizing our gifts and things that we love, and therefore we're adding this immense value to your audience or your target demographic or whatever. So we're manifesting this, right? So we're not only putting in the work, but we need to have our energy in alignment so that those manifestations will manifest, right? Our goals and intentions will manifest in our reality, right? And when you're constantly hammering and you're not focusing on your own wellness and you're in this state of like attack, aggressive, like I'm a go-getter, like I'm getting what I want, I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can to get what I want and all this stuff, you're not in a state of receiving. So when you step back, okay, let's take a breath here, step back and learn how to get into that flow state. We're calm, right? We're calm, we're chill. We're still being productive and getting things done, but we're allowing space for the universe to align with what we're working towards. We're putting ourselves in the space of energy of what the results that we're looking for, as if it's already there. So like law of assumption, right? So how do you get into the alpha state? The flow state. I don't know if you have ever heard, but for many years now, Silicon Valley has been very famous for like microdosing psychedelics, LSD, and mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms. And this is because this is a very quick and easy way to get into that flow state. It just feels like everything is flowing. You don't have to try necessarily. It's just the river is flowing unimpeded. There are no rocks in the way. There's no dams along the way. It's just a clear channel that is literally like a river flowing. Like, have you ever been so immersed in something that time just disappears? Maybe you're doing something where everything flows effortlessly and you're at your most creative, productive, present. Like, that's the flow state. So, like, how can you tap into this? Like whether you're working on business, a creative project, or even just like managing your daily tasks. So let's dive in on how we can achieve this with or without psychedelics. So that's the easiest way, I would say, but that's not accessible or even an option, a good option, something that I don't believe that's something that everyone should be doing. Here's some ways, right? So deep breathing and meditation, like slow deep breathing naturally shifts the brain into alpha. So you can try box breathing, which is like inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Mindfulness meditation, focus on your breath. So a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about meditation. Meditation is not about stopping thoughts. In fact, that can be near impossible for some people, although anything is achievable. But meditation, in my opinion, and from what all the teachers that I've had on this, it's about focusing on your breath and just letting the thoughts pass by as if like, clouds in the sky, right? So focus on your breath, let your thoughts flow. Guided visualizations is another great way. So like you picture a peaceful scene, maybe you go to your happy place. Mine is in Hawaii, floating in the warm ocean. Yeah, that's a good one. I think it's time to go back to Hawaii and not just in my mind. Another way is through binaural beats and brainwave music. Am I saying that right? I have never said that out loud. Binaural. Yeah, I apologize if I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, those binaural beats and brainwave music, those are excellent in getting into that flow state. You can find a lot on YouTube if you just type that in the search bar. There's a lot of like working background music that you can find. I personally have ADHD, and there is some great background music for ADHD productivity that is on there that can really help you get into that flow state. Another great practice is exploring like gratitude, having like a daily gratitude practice, or as often as you possibly can. And journaling, writing can put you in a state of flow, which is linked to alpha waves. So you can try like stream of consciousness journaling, writing 3 things that you're grateful for, doodling, sketching. Also, relaxed focus activities. Creative activities are known to naturally induce alpha waves, like painting and drawing, crafting, playing an instrument. Fun fact, I play guitar and piano and I sing. When I pick up that guitar, I am flowing. I'm not actively thinking about anything. It's just coming through. And actually, I get so many amazing spiritual downloads when I play music because my like thinking brain is turned off. It's just like, also, here's another one, driving. Driving is so great to get in that flow state. Anything that you're doing that you're kind of mindlessly doing somehow allows your brain to just tap into that flow state, into that alpha state. And a lot of like even mediums and, psychics and spiritual practitioners will do things like this to do mediumship sessions. Like, they'll scribble or, even walking, things like that, where you're doing something active, but it's mindless enough. And somehow, I don't know how it works, but it just allows you to tap into that flow state. I get so many downloads when I'm driving, especially when I'm on like road trips. Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome, honestly. Also, like Shavasana at the end of a yoga class is a great one for me as well. But yeah, okay, so what else? Well, this leads me into my next point, which is mindful movement, right? So yoga, Tai Chi, slow walks in nature is awesome, but just walks in general, stretching. Also, like all of these practices, these wellness practices, meditation, exercise, like whatever gets you into that state of harmony and calm within yourself is really like the key to this. Whatever gets you in that state of calm and harmony is also limiting your stress and overthinking. All of these things that I'm describing are limiting your stress and limiting you from overthinking, which allows you to get into that flow state. The whole idea, it's really good to like catch yourself during the day, at night, from overthinking, and it's good to catch yourself from stressing out or worrying about things. And for me, when I started my like spiritual practice, it really allowed me to like stop and like take a step back and like trust the universe that I am taken care of. And you don't even necessarily need a spiritual practice to think that way. I think it's a great way to like manifest your reality is if you just tell yourself that like your thoughts are your reality. So if you tell yourself like, I am taken care of, I trust the universe has my best interests and will always take care of me, then it's really easy to stop worrying about like little things or even big things. And it's really easy to just stop overthinking things and thinking, I have to figure this out right now. Like, I have to find a solution now. Step back and let it go. So again, like all of these tools that I mentioned previously, meditation, yoga, walking, whatever works for you, helps you to get better at just letting go of worry and overthinking and trusting that the universe has your best interest. So, but it's absolutely essential to learn how to nip overthinking and nip stress and worry in the bud. It's just so absolutely crucial for things to flow in your life. And again, it helps you get into that state of receiving so that things will work out. I was just booking a hotel and I'm going to Paris next week, and I've never been overseas. I've never been to Paris before. I've never I don't know the language, whatever. Like, it's a new thing for me. And I waited probably a little bit too long to book a hotel. But so I was looking at hotels online and I was like, okay, the ones that I really wanted to stay at were booked up. And so I started to kind of worry and get like a little bit anxious, but then I like caught it and like stopped myself and was like, hold up, it's all gonna work out. It was like midnight when I'm like looking and I'm starting to get anxious and worry. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to make a decision right now. Nothing is going to change, or very little will change at least, if I just stop this now and look again tomorrow and book something tomorrow. Like, very little will change. And I trust the universe enough to know that my hotel has already been booked. It's going to be an awesome hotel. Like, the universe has my back. And like, whether I do that, like, nothing is going to change in 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like, all the hotels aren't going to get booked up in 8 hours. And there is a hotel out there for me that's going to be perfect, and maybe even more perfect than the ones that I initially had wanted. And you know what? I waited till the next day. I let go, right? I let the universe take care of me. I let go of overthinking and worry and went back into that alpha state, into that flow state, which allows you to open up and receive. When you're overthinking, you're blocking the channels. Like, you're blocking your energy fields. You're blocking things from flowing in and out. You're putting a dam on your own river. Like, goddamn, stop putting a dam on your own river. You know what I mean? When you just learn to let it fucking go, relax, get into that flow state, things just flow in and they flow out of your life. They flow in and they flow out of your life, and it's okay. The things that flow in are meant for you. Things that flow out, maybe they were here for a season, a reason. Maybe they weren't in your best interest. Maybe they've served you already. whatever. There's a million reasons why things, leave your life. I found an amazing hotel, a very cool hotel, and I booked a massage at the hotel as well. Like, it's a great hotel. I'm very happy with it, and it all worked out. And that has never, like, I've never been screwed over by that mentality ever. The only times I've ever been like screwed over in a situation like that is when I put so much pressure on the situation. I overthink and I worry and I ruminate and I obsess and I have anxiety over it. It never works out well. But when I let it go, it literally 100% of the time works out, and it works out for the best because I know and I believe that everything that is in my best interest is there and aligned and showing up for me. So, moving on. Good sleep is really important as well. Taking a warm bath or a shower. Nice. I feel like I achieved the flow state in creating this podcast. I was able to get into the flow state and get out of my like thinking brain and just channel through like these messages, these things that I've learned over time that are now easy to me. They weren't always easy to me, but they are easy to me. And I'm just so grateful that I'm able to share these things to whoever feels called to listen to this whole podcast. I'm so grateful for any of you who are listening to this. Know that this was truly channeled, and know that I have asked my guides and my angels to guide me and to channel these messages through me. And I'm letting go of my ego and my thinking brain and just allowing these things to come through. And I hope that you find that this is helpful. So yeah, try out these methods. If you're already doing some of these things, let me know how it's changed your life. Let me know how you get into the flow state. Let me know what difficulties you're experiencing getting into the flow state, if any. If you already know how to tap into the alpha state, what's your favorite way to do that? This is such a fun topic, and it's so absolutely essential. Anyway, thank you for listening, and bye.